Did we need a roll call?
Yes, please.
All right. Oh, here we go. Okay, Sam,
Yes.
Karen?
We're here.
Here.
Laura,
Here.
Barbara,
Here.
Martin?
Not here.
Not here. Okay, perfect.
Okay, we have ascertained our quorum. We will now move to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will now move to the approval of the agenda. I personally have looked at it and talked with Tracy about it. Unless anyone has anything, I will motion to approve our agenda for tonight's meeting.
I'll second.
Motion in a second.
Okay, that was Sam and Karen.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, roll call Sam, Karen?
Yes.
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We have now the approval of the minutes from our November meeting. I know that Karen did send in a minor correction. Is there anything else?
I made those changes this morning, so everything should be good.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I will motion to approve our minutes from November.
I'll second.
Motion in a second.
Sorry, roll call Sam,
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we now have governing council input. I don't think I have anything tonight. Anyone?
I don't.
Okay. We will now open the space for public input. If there's any members of the public who wish to speak, please raise your digital hand or raise your hand in the physical audience. I do not believe that we have any members of the public here tonight, so we will move on to the next item, which is financial reports. Deanna?
Hi, everyone. So
Hello.
you should have all gotten reports on Friday. So the financials and the bank statements were provided. The audit's been completed and the exit conference took place last week on December 3rd. There was an extension on the audit due to a supplement that they needed from the feds. So the state auditor had given an extension. They do plan to submit the audit to the state auditor by this Wednesday. So once the audit's released by the state auditor, then we will discuss it in an open session. And I'm currently preparing to do W-2s and 1099 processing. Other than that, regular work is happening. Does anybody have any questions for me?
I do not.
Thank you. And then we have no bars for tonight as well.
Okay, that was a quick one. I think do we need to approve your report?
Yes, please. And we usually do that after the Finance and Audit Committee update.
Oh, yes, thank you. Karen, do you want to give the update or do you want me to?
I can do it.
Okay.
So we met as a finance committee and we have reviewed the bank statements and reconciled. Everything looks good. We talked about a few funds and our special education expenditures, how many students we have in special education, things like that. And so everything was answered. And so with that, I will make a motion to approve the finance reports as presented.
I will second.
Okay, roll call. Sam,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Laura? Laura?
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Excellent. Our next is our governing council training, PCS&M. Kelly.
Good evening, everybody. Working in the training, couple of things that are going to be on the agenda, so I'm not going to go too far into it. I've been working with the committees. Karen has reached out, and we're working to get set up on the evaluation. We met with the succession, so helping facilitate those committees. And then Tracy and I are also working on the redoing the policy bank that they have, and streamlining it to the charter schools, and what's required for charter schools, what's required. You have a comprehensive bank that is for most school districts and charter schools, but we've now developed over the years, part of my training has been working on developing policies. So we will be working on that. So that's also later on in the agenda. So all of that work still culminates into training, because it becomes part of your actions that you're taking as a governing council. And so this is the learning while doing. And so by sharing practices and reporting in your committees, this is all part of that training. So I am always here to assist, and anything that comes up in terms of committee questions, we just need to get the evaluation, and as soon as we get a date, then we'll rock and roll on that, and then I'll let you guys do the rest of that report. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay, we will move on. Oh, I'm sorry. Does anyone have questions for Kelly before we move on?
Nope.
Okie dokie. So our next agenda item is our Director of Programs report.
Are we unmuted? Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to share a file with you. First off, want to remind you guys that our STEM event is this Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. You're welcome to join us. We will have lots of presentations from our CCP program, our 21st Century program, work from our students from both math and language arts enrichments, and of course, our STEM showcase for this quarter. So if you are able to, please join us on campus 4:30 to 6:30 on Thursday. STEM will be ending for our term, and we will be back January 19th for that program. I did want to give some updates on our community council that's going really well. I'm getting a lot of feedback from parents. Those have increased in attendance. We've had lots of guest speakers to support our community. Our next community council meeting is next Tuesday at 4:15 p.m. here on campus. And that is just like these meetings, both in person and virtual. The link gets sent out by the end of this week. So it's usually, and it's open. So feel free to join us online as well. And hear what our community has to say about our school and their ideas. And then, of course, I'm going to share some data with you. Now that the embargo is lifted and NM Vistas is public, and just want to show you guys what I did a little data evaluation of how our school did, of Taos Academy and surrounding schools that were not necessarily similar in size, but just within Taos County. So I'm going to share that. And hopefully you can see it. And I'm going to move that right. So, zoom in a little bit. You guys can see this. Okay. So these are all of the schools and of course districts in the Taos area. This includes Cuesta, all our local charters, and Taos Municipal Schools and Peñasco. So just if you can see here, the different, all our spotlight schools, all of our majority of our charters except for one was our spotlight schools. And most of the district were traditional schools. Vista Grande was a CSI grad, and so we're comparing like size of student count, their designation, the grades that they serve, and of course the Vista score. Now the Vista score is a little different for every grouping and grade level, so I want that it's not exactly an easy side-by-side comparison, because some the Vista score depending on the grade level, let's say it's an elementary or K through 8, they don't have the same designation points or as a high school would, which includes like graduation and participation in post-secondary things like early college high schools or dual credit and so on. So it was just looking at how we were doing based on all of the schools in this area. We came in about third in terms of math proficiency, reading proficiency, and science. Of course, the highest school in our area was Anansi Charter. They are a spotlight school as well. Their scores if you notice this column here, G is actually your math proficiency. They had the highest math proficiency, and then next to them was TISA, and then us. With their areas, we had great growth as a whole for Taos Academy. Math growth was the 63rd percentile. Reading growth was the 56th percentile. We did well overall. And keeping in mind that we test our 5th through 8th grade, and then we test the 11th grade. So some of these you're going to see that the scores are masked based on the school and their size, because let's say, for example, Vista Grande, we can't see their scores to compare. We only see their ranking because they only test their 11th graders, and there's probably less than 20. Peñasco, same. We see their overall scores, but we can't see their actual areas because same, they only test their 11th grade out of their 4 grades, and that might be less than 20. So overall, I think Taos Academy is doing well. We have a lot to continue in. We have a lot of work happening in our MLSS, and a lot of focus on, for example, something that this data helped us decide to do is increase our math enrichment live instruction times. We've doubled it. And so hopefully we'll see continued growth in that area this next year. And that was based on a model that we had for our 5th and 6th graders. What else can I say about this? There's a lot happening. Just wanted to give you guys just a little insight that we are not just looking at our school, we're looking at where our students come from and how those schools are performing as well. Because sometimes those students come from those areas and their scores are really, really low, and it takes us, we know that it takes a student at least 2 semesters here or 1 full year at Taos Academy to regain a lot of that learning and start being on par with everybody else. So just wanted to give you guys a little insight with that data. Any questions? And I'll put this file in the Governing Council folder so that you guys can view it later as well.
This is impressive. Thank you.
I know Dr. LaBella's not here. She did want me to mention to you guys, we have an orientation this Wednesday. Is that correct? And we are looking to, we have 17 students possibly coming in the new year. So wanted to put that out. Ashley's been working really hard to call these families in to come to this preliminary meeting. So that's good.
Can I just ask a quick, what would that do for our, does that, if they all enroll, do we get a budget adjustment or?
So it will go into next year's, next year's. It won't do anything
Next,
this year.
got it. So it would help us next year. Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
So just to, Dr. LaBella is not well, and so she will not be here today. So we'll just, that was the only thing she wanted us to.
I think I have one more question just about enrolling kids because that's exciting. Is there a specific marketing strategy that's being used that's like appealing, or is it just kids are moving around right now, or?
Well, we tend to get kids right in January, from December to January. So I spoke with Amy and Ashley this morning, and it seems to be a little higher than normal, but there's always movement. So, there's likely that we'll lose a few students as well. So, we'll see when it all unfolds. But, I don't know. Yeah, Ashley has done a fabulous job in our social media. She pumps everything out from the school, and she's put out some. By the way, Ashley, we should redo some of those that we did in the beginning of the year on like STEM and some of the really good ones that you sent out earlier.
Yeah, I can recreate them with some of the same information and new information, and we can just make them look different, and put them back out.
Yeah, awesome. So so Sam, we have a social media presence from Ashley that we've never had before. So certainly that could, that could.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Way to go. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so it sounds like we're going to skip over, well, we didn't technically skip over it. We heard the saying one thing that May wanted us to hear, and we hope she feels better soon.
Yeah.
And then I think, Tracy, you are next. Executive Director's report.
Okay. Let's see. Well, there's not much movement right now as far as facilities concerned. We got our CO. Did we have our CO the last meeting? Did you guys hear that from me?
Yes.
So that's huge. That's done. And the leadership team actually met last Friday. And so we're starting to kind of strategically plan what that building is going to be. It still has a few things, phone systems that need to be
Finalized.
finalized. Yeah. I think there was a fire, the fire department, or the fire people that do our fire systems forgot something, so they are having to update that. But we're there. We're very close. We still have a porch to put on, so that'll happen at some point, probably in the spring. So the other thing that's that needs to go in here, we will come to it later about policy, but the facility master plan is due by January 1st, and so it has been completed. And Karen Moulton, she was contracted during the fall semester to develop it. actually always done our facility master plans ourselves, and so we just did it this time as well. Much easier this time because it's complete, which is nice. We have to project out anything from here. So now it's just stating this is what we have, this is how we're going to pay for what we have. That document is in the Governing Council Drive. Karen is happy to jump in if we have questions. She has guests at her house though, so basically, it's just talks about each building, how much, what we use it for, what our capacity is for each room and how we meet the capacity. Funding is part of that. How do we maintain the funding of all of our facilities? There's a lot of narrative involved in what we do in each of our spaces and why. There is, yes, Sam.
Oh, I was just wondering, is this the final, like, are we going to get the final letter from PSFA saying, like, you're in your dream home now? Congratulations.
I have never seen that letter, so I don't know. All I know is that we have to turn this in every 5 years. And so this particular one, it's just the next 5 years. And it also has a facility master plan. That's probably the most, the one that will change the school the most. The school's not going to change anymore. So that facility master plan completes everything that we had proposed over the years. We didn't add anything to our facilities. The tech plan, though, definitely has how do we take the footprint that we have and how do we fund it? How do we, computers have to be changed every 3 to 5 years. And so what does that cycle look like? Because you can't take all 300 some odd computers or more. Mary can tell us how many computers we have. But you can't do that all in 1 year, right? So it's
whatever.
Whatever it is.
It's actually over 500.
Over 500. More than I even.
Yeah.
So you can't obviously do that all at one sitting. So you plan it out over the 5 years. And so that tech plan is also part of the facility master plan.
Got it.
Yeah, but Sam, I don't know anything about. I have never seen a letter that kind of goes, "You're done. Congratulations, you have your campus." I think I don't know that letter. So
yeah, I was just keep wondering, like, when you're not done, like when you're done and you're not making any more updates, like, do you just keep submitting a plan? It's more of a question.
Yes. Well, we definitely had to do every 5 years. So, I think things always a little bit would shift, I would think, like maybe how you utilize space changes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your student count changes if we ever went to 300, for example, or, we have plenty of room, so that's not a problem. Maybe possibly the way the state funds it changes, right? Right now we get lease assistance and most of it pays for our lease. Or not most of it, most of our lease is paid by lease assistance. Maybe that changes. There are, who knows what'll happen in the next 5 years. So it is set up definitely for very traditional district schools. No question. Uh-oh. Yeah, Sam, your picture is black too, so we're I don't know. I can read your chat, but we can't see you. Well, maybe
I think she just
back.
turned off the camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there she is.
back, but what? Oh, and that's back. Okay. I don't know what just happened? That was weird.
That was weird.
Sorry. I was like here. So anyway,
Yeah.
thank you. I was just curious. So it just sounds
Yeah.
like you keep updating it. It's just maybe the updates are more minor.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Cool. Well,
And I don't know, Sam, you probably been a part of the facility master plans when you recharter, because we had to, actually 2 years ago, we did have to update it, the facility master plan as part of our recharter. So, it's an interesting, I think it's one of those areas where the state really hasn't caught up to what charter schools need to do with their FMPs. It's very, I really do, but it's very traditional. Oh, and it's very much tied to PSFA money, which we did not ever use. So there's another catch in the whole thing.
oh, that's interesting. You guys never used PSA. Okay.
No, never used PSFA money. And so I think when schools, use PSFA, their facility master plans become a very integral part in how they're building. We never had any of, PSFA was never involved in anything we did, to be very honest. So again, it's very traditional. Sorry, what?
I said that's lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Deanna would have retired a few years ago if we'd have done that. Yeah. So anyway, we'll approve that facility master plan. I think unless you have any other questions on that one. Okay. Let's see. So NOVA are in our SIS, which is the Student Information Systems. I did do a training recently, specifically with Synergy, and we are in the first cohort. And all right, so Synergy is replacing our Power School SIS system, Student Information System, and I was under so we're in cohort 1, so we're one of the first to move in the state to this new SIS Synergy. And my original, I was told by PED that we would hold on to Power School for a whole nother year. So for 26, 27, while Synergy and Power School did this meld together. That is not the case. We will be using Synergy starting July 1st. They will soon, second semester, they will begin to migrate information from Power School to Synergy. We will test it out in the spring, and we will move to the new SIS in July. Now, the recommendation, of course, then is that we hold on to Power School for a few more months, because you never know, there might be some weird glitches, of course, in transfers. So we will certainly do that. It won't be a clean, like, okay, you're done now. Hopefully Power School is nice to us and allows us to do that. We'll see how that goes. But that is happening earlier than I had originally, I was told differently to begin with. So NOVA itself, so that's our report, that's a state's reporting system. So everything that goes into our SIS system gets immediately transferred to NOVA. And our NOVA data has been very clean, finally. We struggled over the summer as we were moving from what was called STARS.
Stars.
I don't know if anybody else will know that, but it used to be called STARS. And now it's called NOVA. And then the state has had some issues trying to get NOVA to calm down and to do what it's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we, of course, have had issues with it calming down because we do business a little differently. But the last two, the reporting at 40th day and 80th day, which we're actually still in, seems to be very clean and everything looks good and we're moving forward. So hopefully that continues through the year and we no longer have problems like we did last year.
Has the state said anything about like whether or not they've tested synergy and whether or not it's synerginous? If it's is it synerginous?
Synergy.
What is that word?
Synergy. Synergistic.
Well, I'm trying to like conjugate it, but I'm too brain dead to know what that is right now. But if
Does it work?
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work, is there synergy between the two platforms?
That's a good one, Sam. I think they believe that there's synergy between the two companies. As a user of Power School, they've been not very happy. We can tell they're not responding to us because they know we're moving, right?
Right.
How much is that just has always been there because we're a tiny little school and they don't really care? And how much of it is that now they really don't care because we're on our way out? Who knows? But it is what it is. Supposedly everybody's going to move to Synergy according to the state. So
Yep.
might as well be first. Our school never really worked for us anyway.
So is that required that everybody change?
So that's an interesting question. Yes, is the answer according, I believe it's the governor possibly that put this forward. The legislature still has to, I'm not sure, to do something about that. I'm not sure. It's not absolutely yes. PED wants it. The governor wants it. I don't know. Sam, you may know more than this.
I
than
think
I
it was
do.
Memorial last year, so I think they conducted a study on it, and then I bet if I had to guess, it's going to be coming through this year to put it into law.
That's what I heard, that it's this year will be the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other question I had is it like a subscription? So when you move over, you have to continue to pay for Power School for those months?
Yeah. And hopefully they don't say, oh, you have to pay
for the year.
the whole year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some interesting, however, the truth is that's okay because the state's paying for Synergy.
Oh,
So we have no cost in the SIS system of Synergy. So if they say, well, we're going to make you pay for the whole year or turn you off, okay, we'll pay for the whole year then. Because we can't make the transition overnight from 30th of June to the 1st of July. I would have no employees left.
No. They'll all leave.
They'd all leave. So, maybe more information than you want to know, but it is going to be a thing, and you'll be hearing, as we move. Kelly, you're laughing a lot. You know stuff like
Sorry. I was there with ads that changed to stars. Yeah. You were too, Tracy. Remember that?
Yes, I was.
I remember ads and then going to stars.
And the transition to stars was, how do you say it nicely? Difficult. So that's why I'm sorry. I'm having PTSD.
Yeah. Well, and in that day and age, we had a whole lot less compliance, and it's going to be big. It's going to be a thing for sure. Yeah. But yes, you're laughing, and over there, Kelly is, absolute for sure. Let's see. I'm not sure why I wrote operations update, but operations seem to be going fine, and we're definitely you know, working with some of the new legislation on attendance and just a variety of compliance type things like the accreditation stuff, understanding about accreditation and what are they looking for, making sure we're dotting all those I's and crossing all those T's, which Taos Academy is good at anyway. So, yeah, it's going along pretty well. Should I share the 2 hours?
Yeah. Two.
Okay, accounting thing. Yeah, I did an accounting thing. So, we were sent well, it actually came through Deanna, but we were sent a letter from our budget, not our budget analyst, but another budget analyst, that schools would need to report the 2 hours. Schools on a 2 hour delay have to report that they had a 2 hour delay and will be required to make that time up at the end of the year. We've never had to do that before. We've had to make up full days. We've never had to make up delay days. So it's been an interesting time about that, just trying to understand why and what is this, and it has to do with the 1,140 hours. So the school is held accountable for 1,140 hours, and if we don't go 2 hours because of a snow delay, that means we're 2 hours short. We're only going 1,138 hours. So we have to report that, and at the end of the year, they'll tell us, which I thought was curious, they'll tell us if we owe them time or not. So what we are going to do is not do 2 hour delays anymore. We are doing 2 hour virtual instruction. So in the law, it says that 50% of the time, if you take a snow day, or a virtual day, if you do a virtual day, 50% of it has to be synchronous learning, right? So on a live instruction. So we already do that for our snow days. So our snow days, our virtual days, and our teachers log in and our students log in and they have their synchronous time. So we're going to do the same thing for the 2 hours. Teachers are going to log in at 8 o'clock and students can log in at 8 o'clock. They'll do their morning meeting and then they'll spend an hour doing their thing. And then the second hour, 9 to 10, they need to get ready to come to school. So it will be a virtual time so that we are still giving instruction. Yep. And just a sidebar, BED took a 2 hour delay on Friday.
Thursday, I think.
Thursday, sorry, last week. They all stayed home. They do not have to make up their 2 days, 2 hours, sorry. Just a little sidebar there. I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
Any questions for Tracy? Okay. We will move on to our committee reports. We have our succession planning and there's a new evaluation template and something. Laura, do you want to just give a little update for us?
Yeah, sure. Martin and I and Kelly had a virtual meeting on the 25th of November at 2:30 and had a good chat. She shared a really useful sort of spreadsheet that kind of covers, everything from who has the keys to it's kind of a sort of duties and responsibilities and things like that, of things that we should know anyway, probably, for who kind of owns these various things throughout Taos Academy, and then also what we might do from a hiring standpoint. And so that was a really productive meeting. After that, we then met with Tracy on the 2nd at noon at Martin's office and just sort of chatted with her about not only kind of what we talked about with Kelly, but just a little bit of her insights. And then we know that we're still have a little bit of time, but we just wanted to get started, and we feel like we've made a good bite at the apple. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
You bet.
The new evaluation template.
So I sent an email to Barbara with the template, and I've gone through it. I think we need to set a time with Kelly to ask our questions, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot because I have a lot, and Barbara's new at this. And then we have to have it ready by February because that's when we do our evaluation, so that we can do Tracy's contract in March. So we are going to be busy this month sometime after the 15th, after my audit's done. And we'll meet preliminarily, and then January we'll finalize it, and then we'll get it together for February.
Great.
And I do have a question though for the group. Are we going to do the evaluation at a retreat, or are we going to do it in our meeting here? Last year we did it at the retreat, didn't we?
I would prefer that we do it at the retreat, but that is just one preference. I would, would love to hear other preferences, but I think in a meeting is just rushed and hard.
Do you have any thoughts, Kelly, on that, since we're talking about it?
So, the process of actually doing the evaluation, right, is more than, it's more than just filling out the form. It's having a discussion with your leader and, talking about the results that have happened at the school. And so, that I think at the retreat is a really good, because you're not going to take any action. You don't have to vote on the evaluation. It's simply a document and a tool for continuous improvement. And, it's not designed to be a gotcha, but it is a place for the governing board to ask questions of the head administrator, ask for demonstration evidence, the account of, the different areas. And so when we go through the tool, Karen, I think it will make a lot more sense. And I think the biggest thing is, Tracy, it would be really valuable depending on the timeline here. So we want to make sure that we're honoring you guys having time to share that with the rest of the board. So depending on when your retreat is, because if the first step is a self-evaluation, right? The leader goes through and marks her status of where she feels she is on the tool. And then from there is where you have the discussion about that. And then at the end, I'm assuming last year, then you had kind of a culminating document that you all put together. Is that correct?
Actually, no, I don't think we did it at the retreat. I think we talked about wanting a new temp tool at the retreat.
Okay.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
So I think what we should probably do then, instead of trying to rush to try to get to the thing, let's really do a good job. Let's get a meeting set up for the committee, and then the committee can share at the next meeting, what they have. And I of course will help with questions and understanding the document, and and then doing what's the process going to be, and making sure that you're honoring that. So it may be a closed session and a special meeting. It just needs to be a closed session because it is a personnel matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll have our meeting soon.
Okay, so you guys let me know, and we'll get it on the calendar.
Okay.
Yay, thank you. And then new policy adoption?
So, Kelly and I met to talk about I think she mentioned it earlier, to talk about moving to just a whole policy bank that's already vetted. And I think, I believe, Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, but PCS&M is moving that direction too, to be kind of the holders of policy and then updating yearly, so that we are up to date every year, and then
Correct.
so yeah, that's what we're working on. And
Yeah.
Kelly sent me a code today, so we'll process that and move forward.
And basically what's going to happen is we're going to create all of these policies with the language of charter schools, and you'll customize it. And that's what I'm going to be working on with Tracy, is customizing a template that then becomes, these are the Taos Academy policies using the language that's vetted with PCS&M. And you guys will then just kind of do a complete overhaul. So you're going to have a large document with a table of contents of all of the different policies. And then this would replace the current policy bank, because it's the school boards and everything. And this tones it right down to what is for charter schools, up to date to the last legislative session.
That sounds like something we need, like all schools need. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I think that's PCS&M's goal, is that it becomes something that is a kind of a paid subscription that schools can opt into. Hopefully, I've been advocating for universal charter policies for my whole existence. So,
And I've been working on it for years.
yeah, good job, Kelly. Yep.
It's coming to fruition. You guys are going to be the test case.
Awesome. Yep.
Well, thank you for that. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, we will move to our calendar discussion.
So we're supposed to set the date for the retreat. Last meeting, we talked about possibly in March. We need to keep in mind that if we're going to do our evaluation for Tracy, that we have to do a contract sometime in March so that she can start hiring people for the next year. They get their letters of intent to return or whatever. When does that happen, Tracy, when they send back those?
That happens in April.
In April.
Yeah.
So that way she could start doing those contracts. So we just have to be a little bit strategic for when we can sign her contract, agree to her contract for the next year, so she can do her job for the next year. So we have met in 2023. We met in January. In 24 it was November. In 25 it was in March. We talked last time about meeting on March like 7th, which is a Saturday, but we didn't set that in stone because not everybody was here. We weren't sure if that's going to work. Now, Sam, you're going to be at the legislature in February.
If we could do we talked about March 7th, right?
Right, March 7th is what we talked about.
I still really like that date. I know we don't have Martin here, so I feel like we can pencil it in, maybe in like a thicker pencil. We can't pen it in officially yet until he's back. But I was just looking at my calendar and I still really like March 7th, if that works for everybody else.
good.
Laura, does that work for you? Yes? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
And Barb, does that work for you?
It does. It's not spring break. Spring break's the next week, right?
2 weeks out.
Okay. Okay, good.
And it works for me. I'll just put it in the calendar right away and just tell the mayor I can't do anything that day for the village. So we can not, the only thing would be Martin. But I'll put it in there and we can reach out to him.
Yeah, that'd be great. So it sounds like that date pretty much works for everybody. That would be
It works for
involved.
Kelly.
And it works for
Works.
Kelly, works for Tracy, works for the board members. We're good. It's the only person is we're waiting for is Martin.
Mhm.
Okay, I might just send him an email, honestly.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, you bet. In fact, I'm going to. I will. I shall. And so that's the only thing we have for that?
Yes, that's the only thing I'm not showing on the calendar.
Thank you, Karen.
Good thing.
It looks like we got to take a little action now. We have two things, our safety plan and our facilities master plan.
I'm just correcting something. Yeah. Thanks, Ashley. Okay.
I thought that might have been wrong. Thank you.
That's okay. Yeah, that's all right. I think we got it now. Good. So facility master plan, of course, we just reviewed that, so that's good. The safety plan, I believe also was put into your drive. Yes. And the safety plan is done. It's every 3 years. 3 years, and there was a whole team. So the heads kind of changed how they wanted us to do the safety plan this year. So anyway, a whole team of administrators and people came together at Taos Academy to do the safety plan. It's not hugely different as far as content. It was different in how they wanted it organized, so it had to be sort of shifted. But as far as just general safety, all of our drills are in there, how we do them, how we record them, our discipline, how we deal with discipline, how we, anything that has to do with safety and the protocols that go along with safety are all in there.
Tracy, was the old one like 100 pages like this one?
Yes, actually this one's shorter. They did consolidate some things, which was very nice. So we couldn't just replace the old one, although a lot of the information is the same. It did have to be kind of reorganized.
Okay.
So yeah, I believe kind of Amy did most of
There was some new pieces, like they wanted to know more about the qualifications of our staff. Did they have any other safety training? You know, that beyond CPR and AED training, like, you know, or do you have your fire certifications? Have you been trained in search and rescue? There was a lot of additional
Well,
questions.
there was some.
But that was a new thing that we were.
It's not a lot.
No.
There were categories of things that they were asking for that they had not asked for before. But in general, the way we do safety, like all of our drills, when they're due, how do we reunify, how do we support students, what happens when we have a safety issue here at Taos Academy, those were basically still explained in the same way. We had a
Thank
couple
you.
of trainings that all staff had to do,
New
right?
trainings, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the 100 pages of it, or however many, is less than it used to be.
Well, there was
So,
100 of them.
yay. Yeah. But you know, it's still the sections are the same. Yeah, I mean, you know, well, I won't say that. Anyways. It's a compliance, for sure. It's a good one. I don't say it's not needed and not a good one, but it's designed to be very much in compliance with all the different safety pieces of the school. Any questions? I want to say that one of the things that I think was probably really good was this team. There was a team of, we now have a safety team. And we always had a safety team, it just didn't incorporate quite so many people. And so this time it incorporated more people. That was good.
Well, I have had to support one of those before, so I just want to say thank you for your safety team supporting that, because the safety plan is a lot.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And so now, once this is in, you'll be on the, like, you update it kind of internally, and then will have to be done again in 3 years.
It's 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. We won't change this one. If we change anything, it will change it in policy. This stays the same for 3 years, and then in 3 years we'll update it with whatever changes we make. And I think that's what you're asking.
Oh, sorry. It's just on the accreditation thing. It's like internally update, but yeah, it's the same thing for 3 years.
Yeah. I don't know that we have to turn out. Oh, maybe what you're talking about, Sam. Yes, internally as far as policy is concerned, but I don't think we turn in a new safety plan every time we make a change. Is that right?
No, that's not what I mean. Yeah, no. You turn.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my
you.
God.
That's why I put it in air quotes. Like you.
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
making updates as needed, right?
Yeah.
But then you're not actually officially turning anything in new until year 3.
Right. Okay.
I think it's just the names of the people responsible if anybody changes for different pieces. There's names tied to certain things.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, does anyone else have any questions about the safety plan? If not, I would like to motion to approve it. And by it, I mean the safety plan. I think someone wants to second.
No.
We can't hear Laura.
I know. I'm like, I know someone wants to second. Oh, she left.
Okay, well, I'll second.
Thank you.
Roll call, Sam,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Laura. Did you
Yes.
step on? Barbara,
Yes.
motion carries.
Excellent. And then we have the facilities master plan. Unless anyone has any questions, I feel like Tracy's already updated on us on that, and I feel ready to just motion to approve the facilities master plan.
Sam, give me just a second to add in another action in here for the facility plan. They're both combined on this one.
Sure.
Okay, I am ready whenever you guys are.
Okay, well, I would like to motion to approve our facilities master plan.
Second.
Roll Sam,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
motion carries.
Excellent. And so now it looks like we have executive session. I would like to motion to enter executive session pursuant to State Statute 10-15-1 H2 for limited personnel matters.
Second.
Okay, let me do a roll call. Sam,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
motion carries. Is there anybody that you guys would like to invite to stay?
Well, we definitely want Tracy. Kelly, do you want to join us?
Is it something I need to be involved in? I certainly
It
can if you'd
is-
like me to.
I think so.
Okay.
And then I think that's pretty much it. And you can just stay for like a few and then pop out if you want. It's totally up to you. I think that's it.
Good night, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Good night.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
So long. We,
Okay.
the Governing Council of Taos Academy, are returning from our executive session at 7:48 p.m. I'd like to state for the record that all matters discussed in our closed session were pursuant to limited personnel matters. There was no action taken and no other business was discussed. I'd like to call a roll call to affirm my statement.
Sam,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. I now need to find the agenda. I think is that it? I think that is just our next board meeting agenda.
Mhm.
January 12th. I think committees will give an update and I don't know of anything else.
Sorry, what'd you say about an update?
I think our committees will hopefully just have an update for us during our next meeting. And other than that, you and I will connect.
Okay, and what about the, you want to confirm the,
Retreat
I
date.
do have news about that. I did hear from Martin. He said that if it dumps snow in the Taos Ski Valley, he will not be present. And I said, if it dumps snow, I will not be driving to Taos from Santa Fe. But we will deal with inclement weather as the date, approaches, and we are ready to move forward with March 7th. So that's a short way of saying, or a very long way of saying he's fine with that date now.
So do we need to vote on Tracy's evaluation format?
No.
Okay.
No, we just need to vote to approve her evaluation.
Okay.
But we don't, the template is to our discretion.
Okay. And then the other thing I had for January is review GC eval. We're not doing our own changes on our own eval.
I don't think so.
okay, so say that one more time, Karen, that,
So
Next
I had
month.
reviewed GC eval, and we haven't done a GC eval.
Nope.
Okay. So then I'll just
Oh,
take that off to set Tracy's eval, because we'll do that in February. Barbara and I will have it ready.
Okay, but that means, do you want me to ask Pamela to send the GC eval to you in December and then review it in January, or?
Can we do it in January?
Yeah.
We usually do it in January.
Oh, okay, so in January, and then you guys review it in February. Okay, got
The
it.
GC
So I'm gonna
eval.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on the agenda for GC eval. Do you want to look at it at all in the January meeting, or just that it gets sent out that day or that night or whatever? Is there just, do we need to discuss it, or?
I don't know. I just always had it in January. We reviewed the GC eval, but we would usually do it in December, and we didn't do it in December.
Right.
But
So
we
let's just leave everything 1 month. So, right, so in January, we'll take a look at it. I'll send it out. You guys can do it in January, and then we'll, in February, you guys can look at the results, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that make sense, Karen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Anything else?
Let's just plan the retreat. If we're gonna do it, I guess we don't
Yeah.
have to do that
Oh, yeah.
until February.
Yeah. We'll need to start talking about that.
The agenda for the retreat?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Got it.
And I think that's probably it. If there's nothing else, going once, going twice, 3 times, I will call this meeting adjourned at 7:53 p.m.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Have a very Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
and
Happy
we'll
holidays.
See you all in 2020 next year.
Holy shit. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Hey.
All right. Cheers,
Merry
y'all.
Christmas, everybody. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good
Bye,
night,
everyone.
y'all.
See you.